Senate will come to order. The senators will please take their seats. Those persons not entitled to the privilege of the floor will please retire to the gallery. The senators and all in attendance will stand and be led in prayer by Bishop Felton Hawkins, Full Gospel Kingdom Church, Newport News, Virginia. The senators will remain standing and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America by Senate Page Catherine Grace DeVore.
Good morning. Let us bow our heads as we pray. Dear God, thank you on behalf of all of those who have gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life and for strength and wisdom we need to fulfill our callings, for the sustenance and for our community and state. We're grateful for the ability to be involved in purposeful work and for the honor of bearing the mandate of leadership as elected officials and citizens. Thank you for loving us from your boundless and gracious nature. In the scriptures you have said that we ought to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with our God. Therefore, I pray for our senators, for the various levels of state and city officials, and in particular, this assembled legislative body. I am asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the interests and issues of our times, a sense of welfare and true needs of our people, a voracious thirst for justice and rightness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even during challenging times, and personal peace in their lives and joy in their labor. I ask that you bless them abundantly as they seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with them in the months and years to come, to be wise in the decisions they make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in their leadership. Give them insight to lead with integrity, that their decisions may always reflect what is right and good. May God continue to bless our beloved state, our creator and sustainer of all life. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk will call the roll. All those present will please record their vote aye. Clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Mr. President. Senate Journal for Thursday, February 7th, 2019.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Senator from Hampton, Senator Locke moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All in favor of waiving the reading of the journal will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? Clerk, close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 3.
Ayes 37, noes 3. The reading of the journal is waived. Clerk, report any communication from the House of Delegates. Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Good morning, Mr. President, and I hope you're having a good day, sir.
Good morning, Senator. I am. I hope you are too.
Peachy. I would respectfully move that we waive the reading of any communications received from the House of Delegates, sir.
Thank the Senator. The question is, shall the reading of the communication from the House of Delegates be waived? All in favor of waiving the reading will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? Clerk, close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 3.
Ayes 37, noes 3. The reading of the communication from the House of Delegates is waived. The clerk report any communication from the governor.
We do not have any, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now comes the time in the morning hour where we have the privilege and honor of recognizing our distinguished guest here in the Senate gallery. I will give my daily reminder that the way this will proceed is that a senator will stand up, recognize an individual or group. I will then offer the warm welcome of the Senate, and we will at the very end all clap together. Begin by calling the senator from Hampton, Senator Lott.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
Thank you, Senator. You have the floor.
Mr. President, today we were led in prayer by Bishop Felton Hawkins, who is the founder and pastor of Full Gospel Kingdom Church in Newport News, Virginia. Bishop Hawkins has over 30 years of ministry and leadership experience. He has been integrally involved in all aspects of church and leadership development. Please join me in giving Bishop Hawkins the warm welcome of the Senate, and I also do this welcome on behalf of Senator Norman and Senator Mason.
Thank the senator. Would Bishop Felton Hawkins please rise in the gallery? Bishop Hawkins, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for that beautiful and moving prayer. We are grateful for your moral leadership here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, grateful for your ministry for over 30 years and all that you bring not only to Newport News and Hampton Roads, but to the entire Commonwealth of Virginia. You're welcome back here anytime. And I would ask everyone please to join me in extending the warmest welcome of the Senate to Bishop Felton Hawkins. Senator from Fairfax City, Senator Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
Thank you, Senator. You have the floor.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I've got some great friends here from Fairfax County, David and Kristen Marks, and also Marshall and Patty Marks. They're here with their children and grandchildren, respectively, and great friends of mine, and I hope we give them a nice welcome this morning. Thank you.
I thank the Senator. Would the Marks family please rise in the gallery if you are able? Thank you all so much for joining us here today from Fairfax County. Of course, my senator, Senator Peterson, raves about all of you, and we are grateful that you took the time to come to the Senate of Virginia today. I see your beautiful children here with you, and look forward to their leadership in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And you're welcome back here anytime as a part of the Senate family. And I would ask everyone please to join me in extending the warmest welcome of the Senate to the Marks family. Senior Senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for the purposes of an announcement and introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, today, unfortunately, she's not here in the gallery because I keep her working pretty hard. My legislative aide, my chief of staff, one of my best friends, Christy Newcraig, is celebrating her birthday today. So if you see Christy today, please remind her of the passage of time. She's certainly not anywhere close to either myself or some of the other members of the Senate. But if you happen to see her, please wish her a very happy birthday today.
Thank the Senator. Happy birthday, Christy Newcraig. Everybody clap for that? Can we do that? Happy birthday. Do any other senators wish to be recognized for purposes of an introduction? Is there any other business to come in the morning hour? Seeing none, the clerk will call the calendar.
Senate calendar for Friday, February 8th, 2019, uncontested calendar, House bills on third reading.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now respectfully move that all the House bills on the third reading on the uncontested calendar, which would include all Senate bills on pages 1 through 3, including House Bill 1666 through House Bill 2405, be placed on their final passage in the block after the adoption of any amendments. Any senator who may desire to remove a House bill from the block, please do so after the clerk has read the number of that bill.
Thank the Senator. The question is, shall House bills on the uncontested calendar third reading, pages 1 through 3, House Bill 1666 through House Bill 2405, be placed upon their final passage in a block after the adoption of any amendments thereto, with the understanding that any senator desiring a bill be removed from the block will do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill. All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The bills are before us in the block. Clerk will read the number of the bills.
House Bill 1666, reported from the Committee on Finance with a substitute.
Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Mr. President, I move that the committee substitute be agreed to.
Thank the Senator. The question is, shall the committee substitute be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee substitute is agreed to.
Mr. President,
Senator from Roanoke County, Senator Suderline.
Now that the substitute's been agreed to, can House Bill 1666 please come out of the block?
Without objection, House Bill 1666 is removed from the block.
House Bill 1731, reported from the Committee on Finance. House Bill 1937, reported from the Committee on Finance. House Bill 2290, reported from the Committee on Finance. House Bill 2405, reported from the Committee on Finance with an amendment.
Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the committee amendment be agreed to.
Thank the Senator. The question is, shall the committee amendment be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendment is agreed to.
Mr. President.
Senator from Roanoke County, Senator Suderline.
Now that the committee amendment has been agreed to on House Bill 2405, can it please come out of the block?
Without objection, House Bill 2405 will be removed from the block. Question is, shall the House bills pass in a block? That is all bills except for House Bill 1666 and 2405. All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, noes 0.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The bills in the block pass.
House Bill 1666.
Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass, and I'd like to speak to that.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill, as amended with the substitute in the Finance Committee, now is identical to a bill previously passed, sponsored by the senator from Grayson, which provides reduced rate tuition for qualified students in that certain region within those counties there that are in the UVA-wise area. I hope it will be the pleasure of the Senate to pass the bill.
Thank the Senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard on House Bill 1666? Seeing none, the question is, shall House Bill 1666 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? Clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 3.
Ayes 37, noes 3. House Bill 1666 passes.
House Bill 2405.
Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass, and speaking to that.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the Senate. House Bill 2405 simply adds Martinsville to those localities that can, under certain circumstances, in lieu of selling the property that is being foreclosed on for a tax lien, use that property, fix it up, and then sell it for low-income housing. Hope it will be the pleasure of the Senate to pass the bill.
Thank the Senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard on House Bill 2405? Seeing none, the question is, shall House Bill 2405 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 35, noes 4.
Ayes 35, noes 4. House Bill 2405 passes.
Regular calendar House bills on third reading. House Bill 2060, a bill relating to real estate with delinquent taxes or liens, appointment of special commissioner, increased required value. Reported from the Committee on Finance with amendments.
Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill. Well, first, I would ask that the committee amendments be adopted.
Thank the Senator. The question is, shall the committee amendments be adopted? All in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendments are adopted. Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass, and speaking to that.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill parallels opens up the same code sections, the bill that we previously added Martinsville to. This bill, as we looked at it, the patron was intending to increase the limits that would qualify for this treatment where the locality could actually acquire the property. It raised them fairly significantly. The amendments that we placed on there were very minimal in the increase. Our hope was that it would end up in conference and we could sort out what the appropriate level would be. So I would ask that the Senate agree to the bill.
Thank the senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard on House Bill 2060? Seeing none, the question is, shall House Bill 2060 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 28, noes 10.
Ayes 28, noes 10. House Bill 2060 passes.
House Bill 2065, a bill relating to telework expenses tax credit expiration, reported from the Committee on Finance.
Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the bill pass. And speaking to that,
Senator has the floor.
thank you, Mr. President. We have staged tax credits so they expire in a uniform date. This one was set to expire in 2022. Examination of the tax credit and a recommendation of JLARC was that it was only used very minimally. There's a lot of telework going on, but not many people utilizing this particular tax credit. So this bill moves that expiration back to January 1, 2019, and basically sunsets it. So I hope it will be the pleasure of the Senate to pass the bill.
Thank you, Senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard on House Bill 2065? Seeing none, the question is, shall House Bill 2065 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 33, noes 7.
Ayes 33, noes 7. House Bill 2065 passes.
Uncontested calendar House bills on second reading.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would now move all the House bills on the second reading on both the uncontested and regular calendar, including all House bills on pages 4 through 32, including House Bill 1637 through House Bill 2253, that the rules of the Senate be suspended and that the second constitutional reading of the titles be dispensed with, sir.
Thank the senator. The question is, shall the rules be suspended and second reading of the titles of House bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 4 through 32, House Bill 1637 through House Bill 2253, be dispensed with? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? Clerk, close the roll.
Ayes 40, noes 0.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The reading of the titles is dispensed with. Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Mr. President, I would now move that all of the House bills be passed by for the day, sir.
Thank the senator. The question is, shall the House bills on the uncontested and regular calendars now on third reading be passed by for the day? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills will go by for the day.
Uncontested calendar House bill on second reading. House Bill 2529, this is on your supplemental calendar, a bill relating to income tax itemization standard deduction.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Mr. President, with effusive optimism, inquiry of the clerk, does that complete Friday's calendar?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there any other business to come before the Senate? Seeing none, the clerk will report any announcements on the desk.
Today, Friday, February 8th, the Committee for Courts of Justice and the House Judicial Panel will have a joint meeting immediately upon adjournment of both the House and Senate in the House Committee Room in the Pocahontas Building. Monday, February 11th, the Rehabilitation and Social Services Subcommittee Number 2 will meet at 7:30 a.m., Subcommittee Room 1, 5th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Cosgrove, Favola, Chafin, DeStuff, and Spruill. The Committee for Courts of Justice will meet at 8 a.m., Senate Room A in Pocahontas. The Education and Health Subcommittee on Public Education will meet at 8:30 a.m. in Subcommittee Room Number 2, 5th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Carrico, Donovan, Howell, Locke, and Peake. The Republican caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m. Senate Room 2. The Democratic caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m. Senate Room 1. And the weekend weather report. A strong cold front will arrive this afternoon with plummeting temperatures overnight throughout the Commonwealth. Saturday and Sunday will be seasonally cold With lows in the 20s and highs in the 40s, a storm system will bring rainfall into the area Sunday night, and you have 7 shopping days left. 7.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. For purpose, the Senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain, rise.
Mr. President, for an announcement.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, members of the Senate, I know that the clerk announced that the Courts of Justice Committee will meet immediately upon adjournment of both chambers. I just learned that the House is in recess until 1:30. And many of us have judges who are going to be interviewed this afternoon. I do not know whether it is the plan of the House to take up interviews in the interim between now and 1:30. However, it would be my intention for the Senate Courts of Justice Committee to convene as soon as possible in the same committee room upon our adjournment. And if the House is not going to participate, we can start plowing through judicial interviews on our own.
Thank the Senator. For what purpose the Senator from Prince William County, Senator McPike, rise.
Thank you, Mr. President. As we adjourn today, I ask that we do so in honor and memory of Neabsco District Supervisor in Prince William County, John D. Jenkins.
Thank the Senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard? Senator from Petersburg, Senator Dance.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just rise for a point of personal privilege and a challenge to my colleagues here in the Senate.
Senator has the floor.
This month is the month that is recognized as Black History Month in the United States. And every year, my colleagues that are African-American colleagues normally stand and we talk about the history, our history as blacks in America. But I challenge us all that we've been challenged for the last week of how much do we know about each other. And I would ask that this year, maybe let's do something different and have our colleagues who are not African Americans share some history of what they know about blacks in America. And that every day somebody would use that as a point of personal privilege to share what they know. Instead of us regurgitating every year what we know, let's hear from you some of your stories about blacks in America. So that's my challenge, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank the Senator. Do any other senators wish to be recognized? Seeing none, Senator from Bedford, Senator Newman.
Mr. President, I rise for the point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, if I could take the gentlelady up on that, I'd like to share with you just briefly an education that I received. Some of you know that I was elected to City Council when I was 23. I knew nothing and probably shouldn't have been there. My colleagues that showed up, they were nice to me, but one in particular was extraordinary to me, and Ms. Lucas, you know, and that was a gentleman in Lynchburg who became the vice mayor and then the mayor. His name was M.W. Thornhill, Jr. If you don't know about M.W. Thornhill, Jr., he was a civil rights hero. He really kept Lynchburg in a very safe place during an incredibly difficult time. But what he did for a young city council member is he opened my eyes in a way I'd never known. I was pretty young during the 60s, and what I thought about the civil rights movement was in old black and white photos. It wasn't something that was real to me. And Mr. Thornhill took me around to Lynchburg and showed me places every day that I visited, and showed me where the black and white restrooms were, showed me where the segregation was right there, and it brought what was old history back to living color. And it really was a strong education for me. So when I heard the gentlelady say her statement, the remembrances of M.W. Thornhill Jr., who passed away recently, and many of you know, came rushing back. So thank you for the opportunity to and challenge to do that. So, Mr. President.
Senator from Lynchburg, Senator Pete.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until...
Senator, I'm sorry. Senator from Lynchburg,
yes.
Senator Pete.
I rise for point of personal privilege, following from my senator from Bedford in the story he told, and I'll tell you a story that I doubt many people in this chamber know. Dr. William Johnson, doctor in Lynchburg, Virginia, opened up tennis court in Lynchburg, and Arthur Ashe and Althea Gibson were tutored by Dr. William Johnson in Lynchburg. And of course, Arthur Ashe is now memorialized on Monument Avenue here in Richmond, and Althea Gibson won Wimbledon, and I believe the U.S. Open several major tennis titles. That's a brief history from Lynchburg, sparked by my senator from Bedford's comments, but I'll be back with some more for the rest of the month. Thank you to the senator from Petersburg for bringing this to our attention. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank the senator. Senator from Bedford, Senator Newman.
Mr. President, I move now that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon Monday. And when we do so in honor of John D. Jenkins, sir.
Thank the senator. The question is, shall the Senate stand adjourned until 12 noon on Monday, and that when we adjourn, we do so in the honor and memory of Supervisor John D. Jenkins. All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate stands adjourned until 12 noon on Monday.